Okay, hello everybody. This is Claude Diamond, take two here. Hopefully we are live here. I'm checking it out. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, I think it's working now. Hopefully. Oh, and I wanted to talk about sales, and I have a live training session that I did the other day, and I think you'll really enjoy. I think you'll really enjoy it. Um, it's basically how do we train, how do I train people? I do it one-on-one only. It gets the results, and I use a technique that very few people use. It's just basically one-on-one role playing, and it just seems to work so well. And I'm going to go right to the video here, and let's see if we can share that with you guys. And boom, there it goes. And I think that's looking fine. And let me play this from the beginning here. And this is my buddy Travis here, who was gracious enough to let me share our private training session. He gave me his permission, and so many good things came up here. And the beginning, I said, "What do you want to talk about?" And he said, "I don't know." Those are three of my favorite words in sales. Let's go right into it.
Okay.
I just gave them to you.
You just gave them to me?
Yeah, I did. You're going to laugh when you play this thing back. I said it three words. They're the most important three words in any sales conversation. And I said them before.
Oh wow, I don't even remember. What did you say?
I don't know. I
I was
forgot
thinking about
myself. I
pizza.
don't even know
I
what
was
I
thinking
said.
I was thinking about pizza and Ninja Turtles,
I
you
do
know?
that to people. This is mind control. This is guts mind control. We are mind control experts. When ask, give me a give me a prospect question that you hear often or that you hear on a regular basis. It doesn't have to be complicated or anything. Anything that comes to mind. Give me a regular question that your kind of prospect would ask you about financing or anything like that.
Okay. Well, I have some friends and my friends tell me that people like you just want to steal houses. You don't want to steal my house, do you?
I don't know. Maybe.
What do you mean? Maybe
Well, I
you
mean,
want to steal my house?
when you say steal, I'm not sure if you mean, I don't know what you mean by steal. I mean, I'm here to do business with you, and it sounds like you're mad at me already. Tell me what I did. Tell me what I did wrong so I can apologize. Because it sounds like we're off to a bad start. Why is that?
I'm sorry, you didn't do anything wrong. There's just a lot going on in this world. I have to be careful, you
I
know?
agree. I agree completely. And that's why we're on Zoom. So you can look, they say the eyes are the windows to the soul. You can look right through me. And and good for you for having that chip on your shoulder because there are a lot of scammers out there. Just to be transparent, if you want to check me out, you want referrals, testimonials, you want to check the credit worthiness of my company, you want to call some of my clients. I've been in business for a while. I have no issue with that. So does that get us off to a better footing?
Yes, it does. And now I know. So the three magic words is I don't know.
So, gee, well,
Uh,
how many? What do you? If I buy this from you and I finance it, why do you think? How much do you think these monthly payments will be?
I, I I don't know.
So this whole just to jump in here, we're using the three most powerful words I think in sales. Now, most salespeople, when a prospect asks them a question, we're so enamored. Oh, I finally got a prospect. Okay, I finally got somebody on the phone. It's getting harder and harder, isn't it? And the way the prospects operate, I've said this before in other videos, they ask a bunch of questions. That's how they cross-examine you. They get all that free information and then they dismiss you. And it's a great default system that your prospects have. And most salespeople are obliged to, oh, let me answer that question. I know the answer to it. And the beautiful thing is here that what I'm saying to that, what I'm training them is in guts, we say, I don't know. What did you mean by that? Good question. And then we go and we force the prospect to redefine. And if you saw the previous video, portion of the video, he said, well, you guys are scammers and everything. And he went right to the attacking me, which some prospects might do. And I turned it all around on him. Basically, I don't know what you mean. Gee, do I owe you an apology? What did I say wrong? And I put The wonderful thing is when you can take all the pressure off us, the salespeople, and put it on the prospect. Let them do all the work. And we're doing another role play here with the I don't know. Three most, that's the only takeaway you should have from this video today is say, I don't know. Don't always have the answer. Even when you do know the answer, force the other person to redefine, to give you more information. They'll do all the work. They'll qualify, they'll give the presentation, they'll even close themselves if you know the right response. And the answer is always answer a question with a question, but blend it and change it up a lot and blend it with stroking, nurturing, and empathy. We'll get more into that later. Let's go back here to the second role play with Travis. Thanks. Another shout out again to Travis Goodwin in West Virginia for help letting me use this, by the way. Thank you, Travis.
So, that's a good question. You're smart for thinking about the monthly payment off the jump, you know. What do
Can't
you think
teach you
about
any. I can't
the
teach you anything. You're so smart. You see, that was perfect. That's an A plus, man. I cannot make that better what you just did. Why are we doing this? Let's think of the logic behind this.
Well, I mean, it definitely makes them question things and trust you a little more. Um,
He is so smart.
But isn't it annoying to say, I don't know? You're a salesman. You're supposed to have all the answers to all the questions, right?
no,
Shouldn't you?
not at all.
Again, I'm just playing like a dummy here. I'm saying, I don't know. I'm feigning the technical term under guts is feigning ignorance.
Yeah.
Feigning. I think so. Okay. A feigning ignorance. Why? What? In what universe? Why would anyone want to act like a dummy?
Well,
Why
I
am I
feel like
teaching you this?
that takes away a lot of pressure, you know, and then people are able to explain more to you and maybe even teach you something, right?
Well, just when when you say, I don't know, and then you said something brilliant. You said, that's a great question. I'm glad you brought it up. You said something like that. Okay. So you went to, I don't know. Then you went to a stroke,
Mm-hmm.
which is real important in guts, stroking, nurturing, empathy. And then you went into, um, maybe you didn't because I cut you off. That was fair. Let's go back into it, see if you did part three. So G, what do you think is the square root of a Pythagorean a triangle?
Silly question.
I don't know. That's a really good question, and obviously that shows how smart you are, even asking me a question like that. Um, what I'm lost. Okay, you got
Okay.
me.
Part number three is this is really good. This is so funny because you're the one who I said, what do you want to talk about? And I said, and you said, I don't know. And I said, that's exactly what we should talk about. It's so funny how this shit the universe works in strange ways
Oh,
sometimes.
I agree. Yep, all the
And
time.
all the time. So the best way to you want to control the conversation with a prospect. And one of the best ways to do that is to get the prospect to do all the work. So
Yeah.
step A is I don't know. Step B is that's a great question. You've done your homework. You give them a stroke or something like that. Step three is help is where you ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
See, the amateur, if they don't do this, they just they just go right into presentation mode. The prospect asks a question, they give a lecture, a presentation. That doesn't help. That has no relationship to closing. Why are we in business?
To make money today.
Amen, brother. Amen. Okay. So the smart gut salesperson takes and understands that the way to make a sale is to understand is they can't read minds. So what we do is get the prospect to do all the work. Why did
Yeah.
you ask that question? Why is it important to you? You must have asked that for a reason. Could you
Yeah.
help me out a little? That's a great question. A restroke, stroke multiple times, and
Yeah.
then turn his question into your question. The
And this is an important premise of the gut sales method. It's getting away from the premature presentation. A lot of times, most salespeople, when they get a prospect, direct selling, They go right into presentation modes. They do their slides, their keynote. They do all their things. Hey, Michael's out there. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you. And um, the trouble is, you don't know exactly how to sell them yet. You don't know what their issues are, their pains, their problems. And I always use this analogy of the doctor. You're in the way, you're in their office. They come in with their white jacket and a little clipboard, and they usually have the stethoscope or something around their neck. And they say, "Hey, how you feeling? Why are you in here? Is anything bothering you?" And in sales, that's the way to sell by asking questions, getting the prospect emotionally involved. So important. Let them do all the work, as I stated in the video here with Travis. Get the prospect to tell you, gee, I need to buy a home. I need to sell a home. I need to finance a home. I want to get into a home. I want to buy. And then you find out. So you set up the agenda. Hey, can I ask you questions? You ask me a few. We'll find a way to do business, or we can say it's over at the end of this conversation. And that's an agenda where you set the rules up front. Then you move to the second step on my staircase of success, and you qualify them. No sense spending a lot of time with somebody who can't make a decision, doesn't need it in a timely manner, doesn't have the money to do the deal. Okay, so you want to work smart. You don't want to spend a lot of time with a prospect who's broke, for instance. If you're talking with somebody about buying, selling, or investing a home and they don't own the home, why do you want to negotiate with them? If you're trying to sell a piece of property or a contract or something or do a lease purchase, do you want to talk to somebody who has absolutely no money? It's a waste of time. Okay, unless you need the practice. There is an exception to the gut system. Sometimes you can get practice with people after you qualify them. You want to be in control so that you can make a decision whether or not you have a prospect or a waste of life. Are you going to go to the bank? Do you have a possibility of going to the bank with this person? And if you don't, you get to fire the prospect. Now, think about how important that is. The salesperson gets to fire the prospect. Okay, to me that leaves your ego intact. Sometimes if we get too much rejection, we spend too much money on time wasting lead systems, and if we just waste too much money and time and running around chasing our own tail, I think it gets depressing. I think we basically procrastinate. We find other things to do because there's no reward, there's no joy in that type of selling. Guts was designed to A, get you to the bank quickly, and B, to leave your ego intact, to leave you confident. And that's what we're doing in this role play here. I might fast forward it a little here. We'll go back into it. This is thanks to Travis here. We were doing just a brilliant training session, and
The way you
I'm going to
stay in
move it a
control.
little forward here.
Yeah. hmm
No one's ever
I
asked me.
like
You
I
know,
like when yeah, I got you.
go ahead.
No, let's just try it again. Here, ask me a question.
Gee, how long is it? Oh, this came up today. It's funny. Sometimes you get it for because I talked to several of my clients and my own deals during the day, and somebody asked me this question today. How long before I can sell this property that I'm buying from you?
Wow, that's
How long
that,
do you think it'll take me, Mr. Goodwin?
Claude, that's a very great question. To even for you to think ahead of time shows me a lot. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Um, that is a good question. You
What do you
got
mean?
me.
What do you mean you don't know? Off the role play, sometimes they attack you when you say I don't know. So I got to prepare you for that too. I hope you don't mind.
That's fine.
Okay. What do you mean you don't know? I saw your webpage and your videos and everything, and you've been doing real estate. If you don't know, who would? I mean, I'm surprised you don't have an answer there.
Well, that's a really good question, Claude. I mean, I'm just a human. I don't know everything, but you're very smart for even coming up with a question like that. Let me ask you this. What does it mean to you if you can't sell it within a certain time?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's I'm taking the money. I didn't tell my wife, and I'm taking it out of her Christmas tree fund. Her Christmas fund. What do they call those bank Christmas tree thing? When women always used to do this, the Christmas tree thing and the Christmas fund in the bank. They used to have a special name, Christmas
Yeah, yeah.
savings or something. They
Mhm.
used to have a
Yeah.
special name for it. I'm taking the money out of my wife's Christmas fund for the presents for all the kids and the grandkids and everything, and I haven't told her, so I need to replace it real fast.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
I'm in deep
that
hole
sounds
there,
like
right?
something that you might want to talk to her about. Are you sure you
No,
don't want
you don't know. No, I don't want to tell her. I want to tell her, but I want to give her. I want to do this real estate deal and give her even and put two or three times as much money in her account.
I'm going to stop here for a second. What Travis did by saying, I don't know, feigning ignorance. Well, gee, why is it important to you to do the deal so quickly? He found he wanted to find out what was my trigger, my psychological trigger, or we call it the emotional quotient, the EQ. And he found out, see, most of us don't go deep into the questions and we take everything for granted on the surface. And by him getting me to redefine my needs. Well, what do you mean? That's a good question. Why is the time frame so important? He got me to reveal that I was taking money, maybe inappropriately in this role play from my wife's savings Christmas fund, and that I wanted to replace it as quick as possible. That's a real emotional motivation there. And these are role plays, by the way. This is all makeup, made up stuff and everything, but it shows actually how you can get that information from the prospect and avoid all that mind reading. Let's go back.
sure. So, gosh, I don't know what to say to that
Don't
one.
get it. Don't ever get involved in politics,
Okay,
uh,
family, anything like that,
family,
right?
sex, or the latest diet. Okay.
Okay. So,
You got a
so
you got a fat person. You got this girl. You got a girl in Walmart who's huge. She's 386 pounds, and her clothes are too tight. And she says, "Does this make me look thin?" What do you say?
oh yeah, sure.
You
You
look
look
great.
fine. Yeah, you look fine.
Yeah, yeah.
So Claude, Claude, I
What a
understand.
politically incorrect
Yeah,
way to
maybe I shouldn't have
oh,
played
you can
that
only do
segment.
this
You
in
never
role
know what's
plays. You
going to
can't
come
do
up
this
in a
publicly.
conversation.
Yeah, next time I go to Walmart, I'm going to try that. I know it's going to happen to me.
Oh, oh yeah. The answer is always, why did they ask that answer? Because they want support.
Yeah.
You look fantastic. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
They use wishy-washy words, but most people they're hearing yes, but they're not saying yes.
Yeah.
Highly probable, likely. These are not yes words. They're unspecific.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the way that I said it gives them that I'm obligated for them to succeed now. But the way that you're saying it, it's a possibility they can succeed, but they're not obligated by me. That electrifying charisma.
How do you get, it always goes back to in a competitive world, how do you get people to know, like, and trust you? One of the ways is humor.
Yeah.
If you can make somebody laugh,
I really
okay.
believe
Hey,
this, by the way.
Travis, should I go as a garbage man, a McDonald's employee, or a Mideast pager salesman today?
Yeah.
Well, if you can, laughter is a common thing that when you do that with people and you make them laugh or smile or you make them feel better about themselves. Thank you. Great question. I'm so glad you brought that. You've done your homework. Good for you. If I was in your position, I would ask the same question. So good for you for asking. I have no problem with questions like that. I'm really glad you asked that. What am I doing?
Making them feel really good. I know that.
In a competitive world, okay, if you're always trying to keep up with your competitors, they have a bigger office, a fancier car, more bling bling, more employees, the latest fanciest applications. We use AI, we use this and that, and you try to keep up with every. Oh, that's the answer. Instead of making a direct emotional connection with people. How huge is that?
Yeah. It's huge.
It's huge. You're kicking, pardon my language, you're kicking the shit out of your competition when
Yeah.
you think, what did Steve Jobs used to say when he was alive? Think different. Remember that? He had the big
Yeah.
banner
Yeah.
and he'd show a picture of Einstein and other people who looked at the world in different eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. We tend to want to do what everybody else is doing. And the secret is if your competition is doing it, change, do something different.
Yep.
So that Travis has a brand out there.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've done business with Travis. He's a good guy, always returns my calls. He's straightforward. He'll tell you the truth. Boom. That's the reputation. That's how you get referrals
Yep.
and things like that. And you don't have to, it's the secret of success? Low overhead, high profit.
Yeah. I agree.
You're, I tell you how many people I talk to spend way too much money on stuff that is in not directly related to making money today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Systems, tools, there's things that they don't really need.
I had a
All they
guy,
really needs the phone.
yeah, I had a guy. Do you use Salesforce or
No,
know
I
about
don't.
it? Okay, I
I
had a
know
guy,
about it.
should I get Salesforce? And I said, why? It's a couple $100 a month. It's very expensive. It takes a long time to learn. It's not that it's a bad system or anything, but is spending a couple $100 a month on a system to stay organized. Is that going to help you make more money? Will that work better than a simple spreadsheet or just taking good notes and uploading them to your computer? Will that, for a starting solopreneur, will that,
It's not going to make a difference.
yeah,
Honestly, for somebody just getting started, that's really what they need to do is have a notebook or a sheet, you know?
yeah. But instead, and I hear this all the time, oh, Claude, should I get this? Or I bought this? Or I just went to this really expensive seminar? Or should I walk? Anthony Robbins invited me for $10,000 to walk on hot coals next weekend. I get in trouble all the time, Travis, because I have a lot of clients who've done stuff like that. You know, it's tough to tell people the truth sometimes.
It isn't that weird how they'll walk over firestones, it's hot, but they won't pick up the phone and make a call?
Say that again. That was brilliant. Say that
Yeah.
again.
Isn't it weird how they'll literally walk over hot stones and burn their feet to go to the hospital, but they won't pick up the call, and maybe their head hurt for a little while, or they might get their feelings hurt, you know? I would much rather my feelings be hurt than be in the hospital because I have burns on my feet.
Feelings don't have to get hurt. There's ways to fix that too. Did you hear? We didn't talk about this part of the role play. I hope my next guy comes on late. Do you remember when I said, it sounds like you're mad at me or something? Or remember? Well, how do I know
Yeah.
I can try? Somebody goes, oh, good.
I'm gonna stop it at this point here. I just wanted to give you a little flavor of what a training session, a one-on-one gut sales session is. My job is to give them vitamin C, okay, vitamin Claude. Give them the tools they need and practice intensely with. And I ask my students, bring me your stalls, your objections, bring me the problems or the reasons you're not closing, and let's just practice the hell out of them all the time. And this is to me this is where I see a lot of success in my students because we're dealing with the one thing that you need to do on a daily basis. Speak to people, get the information, qualify them, make offers or get them to make offers, and then follow up. And we talk about all the different aspects of marketing, of the psychology and the emotion and the acting and the science of persuasion and influence. We talk about these things and the I think what I do that nobody else does, I'm kind of self-stroking or patting myself on the back. I like to I like to role play with people all the time so that it forces me, it challenges me also to find solutions or be creative. Or how do you handle the snippy, sometimes we get people on the phone, they're not in the best mood. We've interrupted their day. We all love warm heart appointments, but sometimes we make cold calls or follow-up calls. People are not always in the best mood, or sometimes they're very reluctant. They've got the drawbridge up. How do we turn how do we get them to know, like, and trust us? This is the skill set of the $1 million salespeople, okay? They know how to talk to peeling wallpaper for 15 minutes. They know how to get people to smile, how to create interest, how to stimulate the conversation so that they go to the bank. And like I always say, nobody deserves success more than you good people. I'm going to go right now. I got a little bit of a cough here, and I want to get another cough drop. And I just want you to, I wanted you to see a session like this. Thanks for joining me. My name is Claude Diamond. Go to claudediamond.com. And if you want a free 15-minute training session or a free book or something like that, I also have mind maps and notes and everything like that. Call me. I answer my own phone. Take care. Have a good, safe weekend. Bye bye.